Hello, Fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2017, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What a month it is. And early in the month, we have got a full moon happening. Now, this is a very passionate, very emotional full moon, and in a decidedly not always very emotional sign, and yet there it is. Change and the truth of the depths of what we feel. So all of us in some way are going to feel this rise of emotion. For you, this full moon is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher education, and legal matters as well. So let's take it one at a time, because this full moon is happening hand in hand with Pluto. It's standing across the sky from the sun, and Mars not too far away as well. So as I look at this, this does suggest a culmination. Now, normally a full moon, any full moon, tends to represent things coming full circle, things coming to fruition or culminating, sort of like wrapping things up, if you will. However, we've got this very strong emotional energy added to it with two planets, with Pluto and Mars, that both have an element to them that do suggest this matter of closure, this matter of ending, this matter of really knowing the truth of what your heart is telling you about what has served its purpose in your life, where it is that you are ready to wrap things up, but it's going to be a wrapping up that really has a strong emotional component to it. So if it is that you are able to take a trip right now, that's a great way to actually use this energy, because it could end up being a journey that is deeply transformative for you and changes something for you energetically, and possibly leaves a mark that lasts the rest of your life. This can be a time where a journey does come up that feels very fated. So the answers you get now have that element of fate to them, and having to surrender and trust what is showing up for you. So there's a measure there also of some powerlessness as well. I think about things like immigration, citizenship, and even travel as well. You know, you really are where it is that you are supposed to be. And when you're not supposed to be somewhere, it sort of works out that you're not. As much as you can trust that to the best of your ability is how much you'll be able to flow with the changes that show up for you now. So if you've been involved in a particular matter that has to do with immigration or citizenship, this can be a time when some answers show up for you. This can be a time when there's, again, lots of emotion around the answers that come. If it's been a particularly difficult journey, that difficulty could be behind you now. So again, that emotion could be really positive. That emotion could really be like, okay, I did it. This is wonderful. Again, deeply transformative time. And, you know, nothing really transforms you, I think, like sort of declaring and knowing that you truly are aligned with a nation of your choosing. So if that is the case, you will feel that sense of culmination, of conclusion now. Of course, if you're in an institute of higher learning, whether you work in an institute of higher learning or you're a student, this can also be a major turning point moment for you, where you realize whether or not you're in the right program. If you are, you're dedicating yourself to it that much more. If you're really not, that's going to be evident to you right now as well. This is a deepening of an understanding of where you are supposed to be. And that includes whether it's work, whether it's as a student. If you are engaged in any ongoing process with institutions of higher learning, then you can expect all of that to come to the surface. Now, I do want you to keep in mind, because if you're working in one of these environments, be mindful. People around you likely are going to be particularly sensitive now. So you don't want to get into any kind of power struggles, power dynamics. I mean, ultimately, this is a lot of truth energy. I don't see surprise energy here, but it is possible that some power struggle does show up there, whether it's with a professor or a coworker, if you are in one of those particular environments. And then, of course, how you navigate that and how you use that to empower yourself is always up to you. And of course, as I said, legal matters as well. Now, that's also a sensitive area. It can be sometimes. This is where decisions can come through, sort of the final moments happen in ongoing legal matters. So this is where you should get your answers at the very least, and at least get the opportunity to bring things to a close. if that should happen, I would encourage you to do so. That might not actually be a bad step. If that should happen, if you are engaged in an ongoing legal matter and you get the chance to actually bring it to a close, to find that right sort of like a mediated response or an outcome, that might be the best way to go. There's a certain finality with this time as well. So there's also something that is positively transforming by knowing that it truly is behind you. So that's happening in the first part of the month. But of course, some of the more important stuff that's going to happen, that's going to speak in a larger sense, actually starts in the second part of the month. Because in the second part of the month, we've got a new moon. And it's not so much about this new moon, but how this new moon is speaking to a wider, more important celestial phenomenon, which of course is the eclipses. So next month, in the month of August, is eclipse season. This is going to be a very powerful time. A lot of us are going to feel, and in some cases very dramatically, brought back into alignment with a higher vision, a higher purpose for our lives. And for you in particular, a lot of this energy is taking place at home. This is a month where, as much as we are having eclipses next month that are very powerful, as much as that is taking place, this month is a new moon in the same part of the sky. And this part of the sky has to do with home, but it's at the very beginning of its sign. So it really is about stepping into an awareness as to which way life wants to go, as to what your intuition is telling you. It is truly about stepping into a knowing as to what is coming up ahead. Like you get that foresight, you get that insight. Now, what you do with it is up to you. The thing is, though, with eclipses, fate tends to have plans of its own. So listen well, especially to matters that have to do with where you are living. Do you like it? Do you not? Does it truly feel like home or not? Pay attention also to your relationships with your family of origin, particularly your parents. You also want to pay some attention there, because if there is any issue that needs to be resolved, then this is where it is going to start to show itself. So again, a lot of this depends on paying attention. Of course, I'll be here to talk about next month when we get there, but suffice it to say, if there is an area of life that you know or are being shown on some level needs to be realigned, if you know that move has been a long time coming, if you know in your heart, in your spirit, that you're ready to be someplace else, that home is meant to be someplace else for you, then that is going to show up right now. If you know that there's some change coming, you know, that you're going to have to get a new roommate, that there are some repairs that need to happen, that there's some redecorating that needs to happen that's actually also very functional, that's going to show up right about now as well. So the more you strive to be aware of your surroundings, the more it is that the universe doesn't have to surprise you so much once we get you into next month. And this is where it begins. This is where the seeds start to happen. And a big part of that really is about aligning with that higher, more loving vision for your life. Now, for some of you out there, this is also going to speak to love, and particularly love from the past, from way back in the day in particular. If there is any unresolved feelings, unresolved matters, if it's something that you are meant to resolve in the presence of this other person that you probably on some level put behind you, this is where you are going to start to be shown where the work is, if the work is for you, or it is about resolving something with that person. That should start to show up for you before the month is over. And for those of you, particularly if you are in an established bond, this could also be someone from the past sort of showing up in some way. But more importantly, this is about considering the past that you've had with this person, what it is that led you to this person and how you feel about that now. If there are things that need to be resolved within this bond that, you know, you sort of put behind you, but there's still some lingering feelings, or even before this bond, all of that you can expect to start showing itself before the month is out. Please pay attention. It's very important to pay attention, because the more you pay attention now, the more you listen to your intuition now and you trust its wisdom, the more likely it is that once we do get to the eclipses, the changes that show up are going to just flow. They will find their ease. They will find their flow that much easier for you at that time. What I love about this month for you is that in many ways it does help you to truly understand the direction in which you're going, the vision that is being actualized, and what it is in the bigger picture you have manifested and you desire to manifest more of. This is a month that in many ways is going to bring strong emotions to the surface, but ultimately they are arising so that you truly can understand where you have been, and from there empower yourself to consciously move in a direction that you know will bring you that much more happiness, love, and joy. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for it. And you can get a video just like this each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get exclusive expanded video scopes just like this, but each and every week. Each week, a new video like this by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Thank you so much for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.